Hello and welcome to the untold story of Bioshock 2's multiplayer characters. Very quickly, if you're interested, I do have a P.O. box. If you'd like to send anything to me, I'd greatly appreciate it, and I'll try to write you something back. Anyways, enough rambling, let's get straight into the lore video. Let's start off with Jacob Norris, a blue-collar worker of Rapture who helped with the construction of Hephaestus. Over time, people he was close with were starting to disappear to the Protector program, I personally presume, and he decided to go a bit rogue. After starting this place and causing a revolution, he then decided to volunteer for Sinclair Solutions, aka the Bioshock 2 multiplayer. But little did he know, his body, mind, and sanity would be pushed to its absolute limit. By the time we get to hear his last audio diary in the player apartment, it seems that he's lost his mind completely.
Best drink I ever had was a tin cup of rot gut, just after throwing the last seam up on Hephaestus. I remember thinking, we just built paradise. Ain't never gonna top this. Some of us been talking about changes in the labor laws down here. But you gotta be careful. In Rapture, talking can disappear a fella. Not just his body either, but his stuff too. And all records of him. People stop saying his name for fear. But not me. I'll go down to Ryan HQ and weld my name across the building in 40-foot letters! That's it, fat cats. Revolution. Right now! Needle goes here, just a push and... in our hands is placed a power greater than their heart and cold, greater than the might of armies magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong.
Moving on to Barbara Johnson. Saying she was an independent woman would be an understatement. At first, she was a stay-at-home wife, just like how times were back in the day, but she had enough of that. A traumatic event, which was her little daughter Susie almost being killed by a Big Daddy due to her playing with the little sister, she decided to go against her husband's wishes and purchase some Adam to protect her. However, like with any drug, of course, Adam was extremely addictive. Adam shortages caused her to try and get it by any means necessary. One day, several strange men that she didn't know claimed that they had her Adam. Unfortunately, their motives were a bit more morbid. As they kidnapped Susie, and as the kidnapping takes place, she realizes that the men will take her to the little sister's orphanage, and she'll never truly see her daughter again. As she decided to continue splicing more and more, she loses her sanity and her grip on reality. We can hear her descent within the audio diaries.
Oh, Fred really burns me up, refusing to allow splicing near the kids. But what about the neighbors? I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses here. I'm trying to stop them from killing us. I mean, I love Fred, I do, but if he won't wear the pants around here, I'll just have to pull them up over my pantyhose. Some kind of metal workman nearly killed Susie today. She was trying to make friends with one of those poor little orphan girls with the skin condition. Oh, I felt so helpless, and the man reeked of wet dog. Well, never again. Mommy went out and got herself some more special medicine today, and if Daddy doesn't like like it. I know I shouldn't have let them in, but they said they had Adam, and it's just so hard to find these days, and well, somehow they grabbed Susie. So I shocked one of them, but next thing I know I was frozen. I couldn't move, but I could see, and I saw them take my Susie away. Oh, but I am going to march over to that orphanage, and after I find her, I am going to find them.
Next up, we have the meathead known as Danny Wilkins, who just happens to be an accomplished football player, as seen by his character model. Essentially here, Danny treated Adam and splicing as a form of PED or steroid, and his good friend Joey Glatz doesn't approve of this. Despite his disapproval, Danny decides to offer Joey a hypo of Sports Boost, to which Joey refuses and walks away. Danny is then quoted as saying, quote, "The only shame is in losing, and you just decided to lose, pal," end quote. By then, it was already too late for Danny. He was already hooked on Adam, and eventually, just like with all the other characters so far, he completely loses himself. In the third audio diary that you'll be hearing, he ends up killing Joey and claimed it was a, quote, accident. Let me know if you think it was an accident or he did it on purpose due to him turning down Danny's offer. I would appreciate that down in the comment section below.
Rookie kid comes up to me, Joey Glatz, a real bang-up guy. Says he wants to be a great ball player. Says I'm his hero. You want to learn? I say, keep your eyes on me. Kid asks how I deal with the press griping about me. There's no I in team and all that. Well, the way I spell it there is, Wilkins does things his own way. That's what makes a champ. That rookie's got a lot of potential, but he's got to get with the program. Kid says plasmids are ruining the game. I say, Glatz, have you seen what we can do on that stuff? Game's not ruined, it's changing. And if the game changes, Wilkins changes with it. So I offer the rook a hypo, Sports Boost, and he just shakes his head and walks away. Trying to shame Wilkins, kid? Only shame is in losing, and you just decided to lose, pal. Something wild is burning inside of Wilkins today, folks. The whole city's got their dreams pinned on him, and he's playing like he knows it. Shame about the rookie, but Wilkins can't let that get him down. Sure, Wilkins hit him too hard, but the rookie was weak. Wilkins didn't mean to kill him, folks. He didn't. He told that rookie to stay competitive, didn't he? Just Wilkins plays hard, folks, and he does it for you. You hear that, folks? Wilkins does it all for you.
The pilot, otherwise known as Naledi Adkins, nearly drowned while she was spelunking. Thankfully, she was saved by a very close friend. This near-death experience, however, started a downward trend that she could never fully recover from. For one, she wanted the thrill of being in Rapture, and once she got there, she adored the bathysphere system, leading her to purchase one of her own. That night that Eleanor was kidnapped and Sophia Lamb made Delta shoot himself, she was one of the splicers that was present. I didn't know if you knew that. Due to what happened with the Kashmir restaurant bombings on New Year's Eve, all bathysphere travel was in lockdown, kinda like us. So, she did what any adrenaline junkie would do in Rapture. She decided to start splicing up, and that led her into Bioshock 2's multiplayer just for the thrill of it, and obviously, the adrenaline.
Limits? Yeah, I remember topside the limits. Yeah, how you should behave in that. But those limits, you can beat. But How deep could I dive? How fast could I go? Them are stricter limits. You need machinery to beat those, and that's just more limits. I want to be speed itself, right? The force rushing through things, not the wind, but the velocity. Not the tide, but the power drives it. That's what I want. Like the way a grape is wine. That's me. The thing inside that bursts through. That's why I came to Rapture. To get beyond limits. Modified me Bathy to be the fastest vessel in this berg. Suddenly there's all these restrictions. Bathy travel's shut down, yeah? Didn't come here to be caught in a tank. But this Adam, maybe with this stuff I can be my own Bathy, my own vessel. Maybe I could be pure velocity myself, right? Fly up and not stop at the surface, just keep flying like a conscious wind. I like that. Was in a river once, topside. Underwater splunking, right? And the flow was so fast, and I got caught on a rock. I was drowning, till a friend pulled me out. But when I was under, I thought, let me dissolve. Let my body and the water meet, and let me be the rush of the river. Down here in Rapture, that's what I am. That's what the Adam lets me be. And I'm gonna rush now, like a river all over.
Now let's talk about the rich, shall we? Buck Raleigh was a successful businessman who made a ton of money with his business while in Rapture. However, during the Rapture riots, Atlas's supporters attacked and destroyed his business. What a shame. Initially, like Joey Glatz, if you remember, he was against splicing and Adam in general. But once his adored wife disappeared, he started using to protect himself from thugs, splicers, and whatever else you could think of. Once Buck found Clara, his wife, he was shocked. The same group that destroyed his business was the same group that she aligned herself with, that being Atlas. Like most of the other characters, Adam made him start losing his mind, where we'll hear it within the audio diaries. That's honestly pretty fucked up. You go and have your business destroyed by Atlas's crew just to align yourself with Atlas. That's pretty cold-hearted.
Always some fly in the ointment. Life in Rapture's been gooder than grits. Business is booming, and me and Clara, hell, that woman's smile's warmer than a belly full of bourbon. Wish I could bottle that and sell it. But now, there's these Atlas radicals causing social unrest. Caught two of them in my factory. One with a pipe, the other with a pocket full of saltpeter. Clara worries about my heart. Says not to overreact. Well, I worry about hers. It's just too big for business. Markets might correct themselves, but men need punishing to get right. It's been 6 months now since Clara disappeared without a word. I've been searching this city from Olympus Heights down to Papa's goddamn dropping back again, and not so much as a trace. Lord, I need that woman. Where's the ransom demand, huh? Did I miss it somehow? I'm not partial to Adam, but these plasmids can help me search in places I know I ain't welcome. And those are the places she's most likely to be. Clara, honey, hold on. I'm coming for you. I've been gutted. Caught like a fish on a line with my insides tore clean out of me. Got the report my security system was triggered down at the distillery. Goddamn terrorists at it again. I rushed down here to find a twisted heap of sparking security bots and mutilated bodies. One of them was still alive, barely, and humming a goddamn labor hymn. I couldn't believe my ears, 'cause I knew the voice was the voice I've been aching to hear for nigh on a year. It was Clara, my Clara, leading the charge against me.
Next up, we have a showman, that being Sharish Shetty, who happened to be popular with a stage show within Fort Frolic. Not too much other than that is known about him, which I sincerely apologize. Once Rapture's Civil War took place, Fort Frolic wasn't his gig anymore, so he took his show to the streets. Here, however, he comes face to face with a Big Daddy. Somehow, he's able to read his mind, and what he finds out truly terrifies him. He finds out that they live in extreme pain, insanity, and anguish. And maybe you'll be able to hear that within the audio diaries.
I arrived in the city starved for proper intellectual stimulation. They rushed to my show in droves, chomping at the bit, salivating like Pavlov's pets. I gave them what they hungered for. I could hear this collective thought, this single, greedy, constant thought, rebounding in the rapacious hollows of their minds. Give us more. It's not enough. We need more. I soon understood that this was a city of trainable beasts, and intellectual satiation would be my means of control. Closing the theaters, are they? Bravo, I say. Good riddance. I tire of the puerile pap pouring persistently forth from Fort Frolic. As for me, I no longer require the safety net of theatrical pretense. No, my skills have quite outgrown the confines of the theatrical medium. I shall take my talents directly to the street. Today, I was approached by Gollum in a diving suit. I looked into his mind, and it was all screams and their echoes. A cold and hollow infinity whose sole occupant was a warped, painful howling, bleeding out into the indifferent void.
Next, we have Zigo da Costa, who disappeared from the surface and was notified and noticed by his family, who ended up putting out missing person flyers when he finally disappeared. When he arrived in Rapture, however, he started working in Neptune's bounty. One day, before he died, Burke, his friend, revealed to Zigo the location of his atom stash, which Zigo found eventually. The atom ultimately warped Zigo's mind to the point that he heard a Big Daddy groan and claimed that it was the sea telling him that he was the one who could wield the sea's holy blood, or atom. And it was his mission to destroy Rapture and reclaim it for the sea. So do you notice a common trend here? Whenever these individuals happen to use atom and splice up, they lose their minds. So let me know what you think of that.
Poor young Burke died an awful death at the fisheries today. Mangled. Floor was slick with guts. Clumsy arse must have slipped. Suppose it was me heard his last words. Something to do with a stash of atom he's got hid in his cabin. Shame to see him go. Had such great faith in his fellow man. Middle of the night, I heard a sound like whale song. I leaped from my hammock and pressed my ear up against the glass. It was the ocean herself speaking to me, telling me Rapture was a wound in her side, like a spear in the ribs of Christ. And the atom this city's stolen is her holy blood. It's only I can use it with her blessing. These bastards down here don't know it yet, but I am the sea made flesh. I'll wash through these holes, reclaiming her sacred blood, filling me veins with her strength. Then I'll guide the foul vessels of Ryan and Atlas toward one another, till a mighty crash founders them both. Oh Christ, me tea water's boiling over. I'll be
Next, we have Mille Blanche de Glace, or de Glace. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. But she was a famous actress for many years, and obviously, that was a big part of her life. However, when theaters closed following the 1958 New Year's Eve riots or the Kashmir restaurant bombings, Blanche became miserable and lonely, which led her to splicing, believing it would let her live like others in ignorance. That wasn't the case, I'll tell you that. She was an active participator in the Civil War. As she spliced up, she lost grip of reality. There we go again. The actress sees the war zone as a play, believing that the enemies are other actors or fans and the Big Daddy to be her knight, which is just straight up delusional. Let's take a look at those audio diaries, if they're there.
These rapture men, they are the strongest, the brightest, yes, all of these, yet they are just men. Oh, how strong they are, how intelligent, how sensitive, until they look into my eyes. And there, they see themselves as if for the first time. This they never survive. How it hurts me to see what they find in my eyes. The theaters, they have closed, and so I am alone. This life, without the stage, it has always been for me drudgery. My isolation is my own doing, this I know, but I am made this way, a creature of detachment. But possibly, I can remake myself. With Adam, maybe I can live like the others. In ignorance, yes, but no longer alone. Today I went outside into the halls of rapture, and I found myself beside myself. Oh, how I love this world! The aromas, the sweet roasting of flesh, the exquisite nestle burn of sulfur, the air ripe with the moans of defeat, the bellowings of victory, such drama and all so real. This is what the theater can never be. This is life.
And second to last, we have Oscar Kolraka. On the surface, he made a name for himself in the field of cosmetology, and he had a collection of cats that he took pride in. However, when invited to Rapture, he was not allowed to take the cats, which angered him for some reason. One day while throwing a party, he meets Fontaine, who offers to smuggle his contraband cats down to Rapture. At the same time, Fontaine introduces him to Adam and splicing. Oscar later grows addicted to Adam, of course, and feeds it to one of his cats in an attempt to make it grow tiger stripes. Interesting choice there, buddy. This causes the cat to become addicted as well, and Oscar kills it for trying to steal his Adam. For someone who takes pride in having his cats, to kill one, that is a strong addiction, not gonna lie. He grows remorseful for this, though, and decides to splice himself a set of cat claws to honor the cat. He's a little messed up individual.
I got me a handsome collection of felines topside, of all shapes and sizes. Ain't no woman alive could part me from my pussycats. And here's old Andy Ryan trying to tell me I can't bring my babies down here? Well, sorry, Andy, but you are not my daddy. No man tells me what I can or can't do. I've never known a problem can't be solved with the right kind of party. Met a man named Frankie Fontaine at my shindig last night. Old Frankie's gonna help me get my contraband kitties down here. And he brought something new to the party as well. Something positively scandalous. Some kind of wonder drug called Adam. Mr. Boots, why'd you have to do me that way? I only wanted to grow you some tiger stripes, but that wasn't enough for you.
You know Daddy's animals are off limits to pussycats, but you were wild for it. Oh, it hurt me to do it. But I swear tomorrow I'm gonna grow me some claws in your honor.
And speaking of Frank Fontaine smugglers, we have the final guest, that being Louis McGriff. He was, as I mentioned, a former working smuggler for Fontaine, and was arrested and sentenced to Persephone for his crimes, where he stayed for at least 6 months. During one night, another convict and potential friend named Knuckles disappears from his cell, to probably go to the Protector program if I had to guess. Later on, Louis witnesses several scientists carrying a Big Daddy suit. There we go, just like I'd guessed. Louis eventually strikes a deal with Augustus Sinclair, who promises to let Louis out if he participates in the Sinclair Solutions field trial, the multiplayer. After being freed, Louis encounters a Big Daddy whom he believes is Knuckles, recognizing him by his gimpy walk. Safe to say, he didn't get out properly or make it out alive. What a shame. What a shame.
Fontaine didn't bring me down here for my skills as a stevedore. He needed guys who could keep their mouths shut. I look at it like this. Everyone's a crook of some kind or another, and us guys who admit it, we got a leg up on them that don't. 6 months locked up in this dirty little clink they got down here, and I've been noticing some awful strange goings-on. Like today. Woke up, and Knuckles wasn't in the cell. Later on, the science bums came through, carrying one of them metal suits. Next thing, I heard screaming. Now, I've done a lot of bad things to people, but I ain't never made no one scream like that. I made a deal with that Sinclair. I get out of the joint if I let him stick me like a lab rat in them plasmid trials he's running. Now I'm out, and I tell you what. I swear I saw Knuckles today, in one of those diver outfits. He had that same gimpy walk. I went up to him and he wasn't screaming no more. He was kind of crying. Oh, hell, I want to go home.
So, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else watching, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, let me know down in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video or leave a dislike, it's completely up to you. If you wouldn't mind, I believe about 60 to 70% of you who watch the videos aren't subscribed, so if we can do that, we can reach 30K a little bit quicker, and I would appreciate that. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to turn on all post notifications to never miss a future video or a future live stream. If you want to talk to me outside of YouTube or stay up to date with additional contents, my social medias and my second channel are the best ways to do so. All of those will be linked in the description below. And as I mentioned, I do have a P.O. box if you want to send me a letter or something like that. That will also be in the description as well. Anyways, with that being said, thank you so very much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I will talk to you all in the next one.